people. I want to kill people, but I don't want to want that. So, how would you kill me? Choking you to death with your tie, beating your face into the mirror until it broke, smashing your face into the wall. Nothing personal.
When he was just 12 years old, Daniel Marsh was publicly recognized for saving his father's life after he suffered a medical emergency while driving. But just a few years later, Daniel had morphed into someone who no longer bore the slightest resemblance to that young hero. While he had a troubled childhood and faced teenage struggles, no one caught a hint of the dark intent harbored within. That is, until it was too late. Daniel would ultimately score higher than Dahmer and Gacy on the psychopathy scale, but even that might not explain the sheer depravity of his actions.
I felt scraping bone a few times, bleeding everywhere. It was like gargling and stuff. Games or play music.
You remember what you were doing that specific weekend?
Not exactly, but I don't really go places other than my friend's house, so I know that I don't think we hung out that weekend. I'm pretty sure I was at my house, and if I wasn't at my house, then I was at house.
The interview has barely started, but Daniel's behavior is likely already raising some red flags with the police. Answers like,
I should have been at my house. Not exactly. Probably playing video games.
Are selective memory statements, which could be a sign that he's trying to keep his story as vague as possible.
Numerous ways and numerous horrible ways doing terrible things. I can't help it. It's just what comes into my head when I see them. I want to hurt people. I want to kill people, but I don't want to want that.
On the night of April 14, 2013, Marsh broke into the home of his elderly neighbors, 87-year-old Oliver Chip Northup and 76-year-old Claudia Maupin. What followed shocked even seasoned investigators. The couple was stabbed repeatedly as they slept. The crime scene was described as extremely violent, showing signs of rage and overkill. Police quickly focused on Marsh after surveillance footage and forensic evidence linked him to the crime. During questioning, Marsh made chilling statements. Marsh taped the soles of his shoes and wore gloves and a mask so he wouldn't leave fingerprints or DNA behind, indicating premeditation. Once inside, he stabbed each victim more than 60 times and mutilated their bodies. Prior to the murders, including a fixation on violent content, cruelty to animals, and statements about wanting to hurt people. Court records and reporting identify Marsh's motive not as robbery or revenge, but as thrill-seeking. Driven by violent fantasies, he had long fantasized about killing people and, according to investigators, wanted to act on those urges. According to investigators' reports, Marsh later told them that committing the murders gave him an intensely pleasurable feeling and the most enjoyable feeling he'd ever experienced. Changes in California. Laws such as Proposition 57 and Senate Bill 1391, which affect how juveniles are prosecuted, led to legal hearings years after his conviction. Prosecutors and victims' families challenged attempts to reduce his sentence or convert his trial status. A court ultimately ruled he would remain in prison and continue serving his adult sentence, denying earlier bids to reduce it under new juvenile justice provisions. Like and subscribe to Enigma Files to uncover more stories. Together, thank you for watching.
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon.